Hey Flosstube, Ashley here, just coming to you guys with a mid-year WIP parade. Woo! I'm also going to be doing a stash or a pattern stash at the end of the video if you want to see all of the patterns that I also have but have not started. Will warn you, I do have a fair bit of WIPs and a lot of them only have like 100 stitches on them maybe, because who doesn't like to start a bunch of things as soon as you get the pattern? I mean, come on, you have to start it. But anyway, so I am coming to you guys with a WIP parade. It's a good idea for me to do this not only so you guys can see everything that I have going on and all the patterns that I have, but also good for me too, so I can see and be reminded of all the things that I have and be, I don't know, have my passion sparked again, I guess. I don't know. You know, it's kind of nice to kind of look through all these things and see what I have and be like, ooh, you know, I need a stitch on that. Like, I need to make goals for this. I could, you know, I gotta do this. So, quick little thing. I am going to be looking down because I have all of my WIPs on my Excel spreadsheet on my Kindle. And there might be a little bit of crinkling just because some of the kits that I have in my stash are in the original packaging. I think one or two. I just didn't have enough bags, so I was just like, I'm just gonna keep these. So yeah, hopefully it's not too loud. It is nighttime here. So hopefully, you know, everyone stays asleep and it's fine. But anyway, let's get started. Quick, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming to my video. Any new subscribers, welcome. Again, my name is Ashley. Schleesem on Instagram, Boogie Stitcher on YouTube. If you're returning, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate all of the love in our community. I really love cross-stitching, and I hope you guys, I don't know, get inspired by some of my projects, because I know I watch several people on Flosstube and I'm like, ooh, I have to have that pattern. And I'm not trying to get you guys to buy patterns, but just to be inspired by stitching. Every stitch counts, and I mean, who doesn't love to stab fabric, you know? It's fun. So let's get to it. This is in absolutely no order whatsoever. I guess a little bit of background in case you guys are a new subscriber. I started stitching very briefly in 2019. I bought a couple of just quick little kits to kind of get me, I don't know, started back into the craft. My grandma Parson had taught me how to cross stitch way back in the day. I think my mom showed me a little bit too, but I think I was too young to really remember that part of it. But she used to cross stitch like pillowcases and stuff, nothing like cross stitching is nowadays. But I was first introduced to it then, and I wanted to get back into it. So bought a couple kits from Joann's, did those. I was like, well, these are kind of easy. And then I found Jewel Stitching on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. She's great. I love her. But she introduced me to full coverage cross stitch, and I've been following her since 2018 and have been doing full coverage pretty much ever since. I think there's only a couple of projects that I haven't done that are not full coverage. I have a good mix between full coverage counted cross stitch, which is you are copying either a paper or PDF pattern onto a piece of blank fabric. And then I have, I mean, it's almost 50-50 at this point. Not quite, but almost. I do have a fair bit of stamped kits, which are basically water-soluble ink printed on the fabric, almost like a diamond painting. So the symbols are on the fabric and you stitch over the symbols. Then when you wash your fabric, when you're all done, all the symbols go away. So pros and cons of each. Counted cross stitch, you get a lot more detail, bigger selection of patterns to purchase, and normally bigger patterns in general. You have to, let's see, what are the, I don't know. I guess that's like all the pros. Some cons of counted cross stitch are you have to transpose the information either from a paper pattern or a pattern keeper or a PDF, transpose it to fabric. So if you don't have a lot of mental capacity that day, it's kind of hard to stitch on, which is why I also have a lot of stamped kits, because, you know, with 2 kiddos, you get a little tired sometimes and you just don't have enough brain power sometimes to sit there and look at your phone and look at your stitching and transpose the information. So stamp kits normally come in 11 to 14 count. You know, they can't get wet or your symbols will be ruined. Luckily, they come with a paper pattern as well, but that is also water soluble most of the time. So if you get water on that, you're pretty much done for. But between the two, I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite, just because, like I said, sometimes I just can't handle looking at my phone or risk getting lost in a complex pattern. But yeah, so I mean, the stamped kits you can get pretty much as big as like those really large wall hangings in like the Asian Chinese like restaurant styles. They're huge, like the whole wall. Or get as small as, you know, a small little 6x6. So you can get them as small or as big, just like counted cross stitch. You can go a mini or a story keeper versus like a super size, which is like 999 stitches, sometimes even more than that. So yeah, I'm going to show you both because I love both. So again, in no particular order, I have a good thing of each, and I'm going to be looking down a little bit, sorry, but that way I can tell you guys the designer, where I got it, blah blah blah. Yeah, at least one of my WIPs is not going to be in this video because it is a gift and you're starting to be able to see what it is. So unfortunately, because I do not know who all watches my channel, I'm not going to be able to show that. But yeah, there's that. And then I've also had 3 finishes so far this year, which I cannot show also. Unfortunately, they're so cute, but I can't because those are also gifts, like Christmas gifts and stuff. So sorry, but I will show those eventually at a later video when I'm able to give them to the recipient so they can see them. But I don't want to spoil anything, so let's get started. First off, and so I did have a tagging system where I had tags on all of my bags, but I have since kind of just thrown stuff in bags lately because I don't have enough bags for everything. So, I mean, you're going to be finding out what's in these bags as we go along. All of the bags that I do have are either made by me if they're cloth, or they're Amazon gift bags, or they're in their original packaging. I think there's only one bag that was gifted to me, and I'll talk about that when I get to it. But these are these type of bags I found on Flosstube. They're actually book covers, or book sleeves, bookcases, whatever you want to call them. They're made with like a fat quarter with a little bit of foam in the middle. I think I didn't make mine with foam. I know a lot of people do. I made mine with fusible fleece and it worked great. So yeah, let's get started. So first off, we have, I'll tell you guys my nickname for the pattern, but I'm also going to tell you the actual information. So I call this one my book fairy. Book fairy or book girl. She is actually called Mini Fairy Book by, and I'm sorry for any pronunciations that I'm so sorry, Nadia Strelkina. This is a Heaven Earth design. This is stitched on 28 count Swigart. It's 250 stitches wide by 323 tall, and 90% of my, actually I'm pretty sure almost all of my counted cross stitch are now converted to 10 stitch. I'll talk about that soon, but anyway, I just prefer 10 stitch because I have so many WIPs. I feel like I'm never going to be able to get them done, and I just like the speed of the half stitching or 10 stitch, whatever you want to call it. I just really like the speed in which I can stitch with that, so it's like half the amount of time, and it keeps, sorry, the yawning begins already. I'm so sorry. Apparently when I talk a lot, that's just what happens. It keeps my motivation up to see progress quickly. So anyway, so here she is. This is one of my first patterns that I started doing the diagonal cross stitching. Sorry, I might bump you. I'm just gonna get it to focus there. I started doing diagonal cross stitching by block on this one. So diagonal blocks. I love this pattern. This is one of my favorite patterns that I have, which is funny because it wasn't my favorite when I purchased it. I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. And now it's my favorite. But yeah, I didn't write down the percentages of where I'm at with everything. I should have, but I didn't. But yeah, you're starting to see the castle. This is like the girl's like head and everything. I will also be inserting pictures for all of these patterns here. So I guess, sorry for editing, Ashley, but let's insert the picture of the pattern right here. And yeah, so here's where I'm at. I love it. I am also still liking the diagonal stitching. I think this one I actually, from the looks of it, I started just kind of grabbing all my park threads and just stitching them down. As you can see, this is all kind of diagonal, but all this is kind of finished down so I can start seeing the castle. So I really like it. It's beautiful. So there's that one. I'm also going to be trying to put all these away as we're doing this as well. So sorry for the longer video, but it's all nice and clean in here. I don't want to cause chaos because I'm not going to be able to find anything. So I'll just put everything away here. All right, sorry for crinkling noise. Next one is going to be one of my stamped kits. So I will go ahead and insert a picture right here. This is what I call my flower girl. She is a stamped kit from AliExpress. The picture is a little bit blurry, but again, I'm inserting a picture. Oh, excuse me. No, this is not from AliExpress. This is from Tapestry Market. Sorry. My goodness. Let's see. For some reason I don't have her on here. Anyway, she's beautiful. She's one of my favorites. I just haven't been able to work on her very much because I'm working on other people's gifts. So I haven't actually been able to work on a lot of my WIPs that I want to work on just because I'm trying to get things finished for Christmas. Christmas in July, except now it's August. Comes fast. Oh, here we go. So for this one, I started with the face. That's like the new rule. One of the WIPs you'll see soon, I started working on it on the face, and it didn't have the amount of detail that I wanted. So I'm getting rid of it or not working on it because I'm mad at it. So now the new rule is anytime I get a stamped cross stitch that has a face, I have to do the face first to make sure, because I don't want to do all this work and then all of a sudden not have enough detail for what I want. But anyway, so I started on her face first, just all right here, which I believe she's beautiful. And then I recently just switched to stitching in the corner right here and actually parking threads because I want to try and finish like all this. But I think I'm going to be changing that again and not parking threads, but just picking a color, stitching as much as the thread will take me, and then grabbing the next color that's like right next to it, stitching that color all the way through, and just kind of do that. I've been doing that for one of my other ones that I've been doing, and it's working out really good. So anyway, so I just recently finished this block basically. And this is what I mean by the symbols. Let's see if it'll focus. You have like the little symbols, and then you have the key over here, and you basically just follow the key wherever it takes you. There she be. This one, again, Tapestry Market, and this is 148 stitches by 191. So it's pretty good size. I am a huge fan of Go Big or Go Home. I really want, if I'm going to be working on something, I want the detail to show up. So I do not mind stitching big projects, and you'll see that. The only small projects that I have are minis, I think. Mini Heaven Earth Designs or Mini Haze. And even those are probably big for some people. So that's that one. I'm sorry, the Book Fairy or Book Girl, I actually started her May 1st of 2021. So just this year. And a lot of these WIPs were started this year. Next up, I have, so I call this one my beta line. I will insert the picture right here. And blurry picture right here. But one of my other WIPs, I bought another one of this set. Saw this one and it would go perfectly with the other line that I have, so I was like, I have to have this one as well. And I love beta fish, so it'll work. But this is one of those ones where I got it, so sorry, I got it around the same time that I got other projects, so I've only put in like 100 stitches, so sorry. But this one, let's see, this is from AliExpress. It is 30 centimeters by 40 centimeters, or 173 stitches by 129 stitches. And I started it June 21st of 2021, and it's on 11 count. So is the other stamped kit. So it's my first time doing a WIP parade, so there's the full thing. And there's the stitches that I've done, just these dark stitches right here. And then I also started down here with its eye. You can see a couple of these orange stitches because it's an orange eye. I mean, it's so hard to see on a stamped kit, so I'm sorry, but there you go. Nothing much there. So there is that one. Away. Sorry for the crinkling noise. Da, da, da. All right, next up. No idea what's in this bag, but here's the bag that I made. And here's the back. So let's see what surprises lay in store for us in here. Ooh, this one's still on a hoop, so it must be one of my favorites. Aha! This is my Dragon Girl, so I'll go ahead and insert a picture right here. So the actual information of it is Mini Golden Eye Dragonling by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, also a Heaven Earth design. It is 260 wide by 325 stitches high, stitched on 18 count Aida, and started July 13th of 2021. So this one is my project that I started for the Fit to Stitch 2021 challenge that Ing Stitches has started. My little corner right here is a little covered, but I have this one on the hoop because I'm using this for my Fit to Stitch challenge. So the Fit to Stitch 2021 challenge is basically like a weight loss motivated or stitching motivated weight loss journey. So every week we weigh ourselves. I weigh myself every Friday, and if I lost weight, I get to work on this, and I take the amount of pounds lost and I multiply that by 365 to then see how many stitches I'm supposed to stitch on this project. I double the amount of stitches though, so it's, say I lose 1 pound, it'd be 1 times 365 times 2, because I'm stitching 10th stitch. So and I didn't want to cheat. I want to make sure that I do all my stitches that everyone else is doing. So, but not very far in this one just because it's all just black background. So this is also one of the project that I'm testing things on, where I'm just stitching, I'm stitching down but feathering as I go. So yeah, I'm looking to see if I see any sort of column lines, and I don't so far, so that's good. It's all smooth, which is nice. It is all one color though, so we'll see if that changes when I start doing other colors, but yeah, this is it. Far away, close up, and there's that. There is that one. Okay, next up. All right, got my kitty bag here. See what's in here. Ooh, this is In This Moment. I'll link a picture right here. In This Moment, I actually got In This Moment from Jessie. Jessie Does Stuff on YouTube. I'll put her channel name right here for you, because I think that's what she is. You all probably know her. But In This Moment, she actually just finished this not so long ago, actually. It is, artist is Jeremiah Kettner. It's a heaven and earth design, stitched on 22 count Hardanger, 10 stitch also. And this is a fairly large one. It's 525 stitches wide by 529 height. I started this October 26th of 2020. Yeah, Jessie Does Stuff on YouTube, Flosstube, also Instagram. There we go. That's where I've gotten so far. So this is like 1.5 stitches or pages done. So I really love the like watercolored background look to this. I really love that part, but there she be. This is one of my bigger projects, but also one of my like larger stitch projects, meaning I have a lot of stitches done on this for me. I tend to get bored after the first page and move on, so I don't know what it is, but I get motivated, stitch a ton until I hit the first page, and then I kind of get burnt out. That's what I do with new projects. Although I have been a lot better about that lately, and I'm trying really hard not to stitch on something until I get burnt out, because I want to stitch on all the things. And I do love all my patterns. It's just for some reason, well, I like to make gifts for people is part of my problem. Excuse me. If I wasn't making a bunch of gifts, then I feel like I'd finish a lot of my own stuff faster.